Motolani.
Hi.
Say hi. I love the
It's really weird. It's really weird.
I made a podcast in London again, man. I was telling a story the other time. Like, I don't know if she was here. Was she here?
No.
So when I co-hosted Olamide's album listening at the library, and also podcast format. And Vector, before the show started, Vector saw me and he was like, "Tolani Otushe." He said this Yoruba. "Tolani Otushe podcast." It means Tolani, you are doing the podcast in the club again. Now, if he sees my story doing the podcast alone, I was like, "Bruh,
for God's sake, he's gonna be looking
bruh."
He's gonna say,
He goes to do.
I know. I remember that one. I think Lai was there. Lai was happy.
Yeah,
he came.
Yeah, and was.
Let me tell you.
He gave his flowers.
Sorry, can I say this story? It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, I'm watching the story, and I've seen Motolani's face.
What?
He didn't mean to.
But why are people talking about my face?
Right now.
Sorry, I'll tell you how it works. This Lai is coming, and a few people, you can see whoever's recording the video, is like, the man must have said, we've got Lai Wasabi in the house. Then you could just see Motolani's face like, why is this guy just gonna interrupt what we've got going on here? But he didn't mean in a rude way, it's just his face told the story. And I was watching, I just went, I'll just let this go past.
The camera doesn't lie.
That was hilarious.
I didn't mean it. I
know.
swear.
And you know what? That's the reason why I didn't feel like I knew that. Okay, he's more like in the zone. He's like,
I didn't mean it at all.
Lai,
I really like him. I like it. I like what
Lai
he does.
is
Yeah,
cool.
and he came there. What he did that day was the mics were fucking us up a little bit, so we were all a little tense. Yeah, because the people couldn't hear us. They couldn't hear me. They couldn't hear, I think, He's or Olamide himself. So when Lai came on, everybody just forgot it for like a few minutes.
Of course.
Yeah, and then the flower thing that he came to give Olamide, everybody just, it lightened up the mood and everything.
I can imagine.
But the mic thing was what was infuriating me a little bit, because we walked on the mic making sense. Like, we came for rehearsals 3 hours in the afternoon on that day. Yeah, like the mics that we had, they were not really they were not good. Like, Alex made sure that we got a different set of microphones.
Who's in charge of equipment?
So I think it was just a little bit of a mistake. So after Lai came on, the mics went back to normal. So I think that was what
You're
was on my
frustrated.
face.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
why
that
the
makes
fuck
sense.
are we here?
Yeah,
And these
that's
mics are not. Yeah,
that makes sense though.
Yeah.
Rather than
Yeah.
the
It was
I hate
just
it when you
about
plan something and then it just doesn't. The quality
it was
just fails, man.
fucking
it was the
annoying everybody.
funniest thing ever. I wish you saw my face. I was in bed. I was just like, this is funny, because I want to see more of that. It was so genuine. There wasn't like,
Bruh.
let me fake it or anything. It was like, brother,
You remember that day, right? Like, I went there in the afternoon. They got us a hotel. Like, next, it was that serious.
yeah.
They got us a hotel next door, so that if you needed to go, you don't need to go back home. When it's time, you come back. Yeah,
that's
that was
nice.
really what they did.
That's dope.
They organized it proper.
That's
It was
sick,
very
man.
nice. Yeah,
That is proper.
yeah.
Yeah. So how you enjoy the weather though?
Bro, not enjoying it at
He's
all.
here with
I
his
don't-
big
I
jacket,
don't
like-
Is it
like
cold,
you
though?
people's weather.
Is it cold?
Bro, I was freezing outside. I'm from Lagos, bro. What the hell? Lagos is
It's even
hot
cold
right
for
now.
us. Are you not cold? Come on,
cold.
Bro.
Of course you
The only
are.
reason I wore this is because it was raining today.
Yeah.
You know the weather's got bipolar.
Bro, that's part of my problem.
That's mad.
Like today, we're having dinner or supper somewhere,
Yeah.
and we're walking out and just started pouring. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Again, there's a man behind this. There's a dude just turning it on and off.
We people need to get some Rainmakers in this place. Let's get Rainmakers.
I swear on my life, this is
I'm telling
funny.
you.
I told a guy on Friday during I was about to start training in it. So I was about to start football training, and he was walking. We're just walking hand in hand, like just walking side by side. And I was like, man, this weather is silly, you know. And we were just talking. He looked at me, and goes, yeah, man, the weather is mad. I said, yeah, man. I said, if this was in Africa, someone who just stopped the rain, you know what he did? He just paused. So, you know when you're talking to someone and you're just by yourself walking? He just stopped and looked at me like, sorry, he thought I'm winding him up. I said, on my life.
That is that's
That's
real.
real.
Real shit.
Kept on looking at me
Really?
like,
Real.
What do you mean?
That's the same look he gave me. But he didn't say, what do you mean? He looked at me like, what's this guy talking about?
That is Afrobeats culture. Like,
that's the real Afrobeats.
It is real.
That's the real Afrobeats.
Like people are trying to do shows and it's about to rain, they're going to hold the rain.
But hold that rain.
Like they will hold the rain, but the thing is, Juju is like science.
Yeah.
You can't eradicate things. You can only exchange it. You can only displace it, but it has to come out in some way. You understand? So what you do, what happens is when people hold the rain, the next time that it's going to rain, stay in your house.
But does it actually work?
Oh yeah.
You've heard the saying, when it rains, it pours.
I have a friend that I saved his name on my phone as Rainmaker. If you need to hold the rain, it's going to hold that rain.
So if you need the rain to like not come that day,
you can get him to the UK.
What?
Anytime there's a match, any match day, I just say, bro.
But you know, to someone outside, like they'll be thinking, like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
I think it's a Marvel movie.
BBC did a documentary about it like
I think I
4 years ago. BBC Africa, and a lot of people thought it was jokes, but it actually works.
And Ghana do that a lot.
Yeah.
In Ghana, they love that because they love funerals.
Yeah.
No disrespect to my Ghanaians, you know what I mean? I'm proper Ghanaian. They love funerals are like celebration.
Like celebration.
Yeah.
Okay.
They take it seriously. So you would see, there's a video I saw, he was fighting the rain and the rain was, sorry. So he's holding the rain and the rain is, I said, this one, they don't cast. His market is done. It's done.
Nobody's coming back to that guy.
What?
Ever.
If they even mention it, they'll chase him.
back
They'll be like, this is not a fake guy.
Like it's a whole thing. I grew up in Akure, right? Like in Akure, I didn't grow up in Lagos. But my parents are from Ekiti State. So when my grandmother was getting buried in 2008, there was this man that came to my dad and asked my dad to give him some money so that he can hold her. And my dad told him to fuck off. Guess what? Throughout the next day, it rained.
Really?
Yeah, and we did the after party on the field.
Damn.
Do you think that
was
some things
mashing.
just happen? Like, I'm not saying what you're saying is not right, by the way, but I'm saying, like, I had this discussion the other day about fate and chance and luck.
Yeah.
Do you think? Do you believe in all that?
I believe in them, but I also believe that. So here's my theory about Juju or Juju, as you guys call it. I believe that God exists. I believe in spirituality. I believe in evil. I believe in the devil. I believe all these things exist.
Believe in hell?
Huh?
You believe in hell?
Yeah, 100%. I'm a Christian. 100%. I walk in my church. Like that's it. But I also believe that God gave certain keys to understand life to human beings, not for us to use them in a negative way, but to make our lives better. Like, and I believe that there's a science to Juju. I believe it genuinely. I believe it's a science. I believe the difference between a babalawo and you and all of us in this room is that they know that if you put this thing and this thing together,
it would,
and put it out at this time and say X thing, something is going to happen.
Really?
Yeah. That's just what
So
they know
they're
that
like,
we don't know.
Yeah.
That's what they know that we don't know.
They're like making the universe happen.
Exactly.
So you see how I think
when it's meant to happen. Type of thing.
I think the biggest babalawo of all time has to be Steve Jobs.
Oh, absolutely.
That guy is on a different level, man. Look at iPhone, man. Look at what's going on.
Technology is huge, man.
Yeah,
it is.
I think that stuff is normal.
Yeah, if someone is talking here and you're hearing me fucking Athens. Like, boy, you're telling me it's fucking waves. What fucking waves, bro? That's no waves.
Exactly. They're trying to lie to you that the wave.
Juju is not. It's like that as well. Like it's things that seem like. But when you sit down with a babalawo and actually breaks it down to you, you understand. Like, for example, I was very curious about something. My mom studied like language arts and like traditional studies. And when I was in secondary school, I was like 15 or 14, and I asked my mom to take me to one of them. I was really curious. I really wanted to understand. So there were, in every family you have all of these people that understand these things. So my mom sat me down with one of these men, and he was very learned as well, as a professor, but he understand also you understand. Yeah. So he broke it down for me like, bro, this thing is a science. It literally is. Like when I wanted to write WAEC, there were these books called Ojo Dumerin like the 16 divinations of Ifa, right? And these things are stories. It's not unlike the Bible. You understand? When they want to but whatever they see and they want to tell you, they use one of those stories to tell you. You understand? Like Odimeji, Irosumeji, Osameji. Like, for example, they see Osameji, that means you have a problem of witchcraft. Do you understand? Like, it's a science. It's not.
Yeah, it's true.
So how do you learn it though?
You have to go through training, a lot of training.
Yeah.
Really?
For years, for years.
So if you wanted to now do it, you would be able to? Or because I want to understand if it's a gift or it's...
I think some people generally have a gift, yeah.
Okay,
I do.
fair enough.
But in all of these things...
What?
More time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Tito. Sorry, more time. I just wanted to cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, I think some people do have the gift. Another thing, like when we're young, if you hold two stones together,
I know this one.
you know that one.
I know that one.
How can
That
you
one I
explain
know.
that? Is that is that electromagnetic
Tell me
force?
what it
Like,
is.
how do you
What is
explain?
it?
I don't know.
If you hold two stones together like
Yeah.
this, and you pick another stone and take it around it for like 7 times, if you try to move it's going to be magnetic.
Yeah.
Literally, facts.
On my
It's a
life.
reality.
Honestly, that's no lie. And there's another one. This one might sound stupid to a lot of people. Of
Yeah.
course, you know, we live in the UK.
I'm
you
gonna
know,
try. I'm gonna try that.
you know
By
what
the
I
way.
mean?
I'm
Trust
trying
me,
that.
If two dogs are mating,
Yeah.
doing their thing,
Yeah.
you do
yeah.
this,
Yeah.
they'll
be
lock
joined.
in.
They'll be
They'll
locked
just that's
forever.
it. Yo, listen.
Have you
I'll
tried
tell-
it though? Have you actually tried it?
Do you know how many times I've tried this when I was young?
What?
Or you take a nail.
Nail
close to
and
them
he knows that one. You put a nail. Let me tell you what I did one time. This was a year ago. I was on my way to.
How do you know they're locked in though?
Because they can't move.
They can't move.
separate.
They can't separate.
What?
So
Yeah.
I was on my way.
Do you believe in this as well?
I
I don't know. Are they playing with me?
I'll
Like,
tell you, yeah, that this stuff is weird. So I was going. I was okay. I was walking down a path of like this massive green. Yeah. So I'm going and I saw two dogs. The dog was trying stuff. I was like, hey, wait. Let me do it. Let me lock it. But the dog was not, the dog was moving bougie. I was like, big man, just do what you gotta do. Let me lock this in, let me find out. And it did not happen. I was like, I just wanted to try this because when I was young, I used to look for that.
That's mad.
Yeah. They're just secrets to life. A lot of secrets.
And some people tell you, I don't believe in that. It's true. You don't have to. You know what I mean?
I just hope you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't get to a place where you have to.
And also, if you don't believe in stuff, it's less likely to happen to you.
Yeah.
I believe that. True, that's true. Some people who have the more logical route, they want to say logical anyway, but they don't see things for the beauty of what it actually is.
Yeah.
Because I was having this conversation with someone there, and I was like, have you ever had a situation you can't explain? Like something will just happen.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, but there's always a reason. And I'm like,
There's always a reason.
that's sad. That's,
But there's always a reason.
there might be, but there's some things that there's no reason, man.
I promise you. Okay, this is one thing I want people to understand. I used to be that way. It's like, there's no reason. Then I realized that actually some of the reasons are not evident in front of you.
Yeah.
It's like a ripple effect. So, for instance, now let's say I don't know, the train was delayed for 5 minutes. You're upset. Everyone is fine. Nothing bad happened. Then you go home and they say 2 weeks later they will report. You know how the TFL are. They will bring a report. Oh, on the 20 whatever. When the train was delayed for 5 minutes, there was someone under the train. And you're like, wait.
Yeah, that's true. That actually happens.
Oh yeah. A lot of things happen. You see it happens here and you be like, even bad things when they happen, it's for a good reason for someone else.
Yeah, for someone else. Yeah.
true,
Which is
true,
mad,
true.
which is very is wild.
And then
Wild.
some good things happen to you that are bad things,
Bad
for
things to
other
other
people.
people.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Motolani is here for the gist. You know what I mean? Fresh home.
Fresh
This is
out.
his home. Fresh home, fresh out. You know, Afrobeats is Afrobeats.
Congrats on the podcast.
Oh, thank
Zero
you very much.
condition.
Yeah, 100%,
Thank you very much. I
100%,
appreciate
yeah.
that. You guys are doing well. I was saying it off before we came online. Follow you. I follow you. You guys
Appreciate
do a
it,
great
man.
job.
Appreciate
I
that.
feel like the good thing about the culture of reviews and reactions now is that you get things instantaneously.
Okay.
And the good thing is also like because people, the reality of music is some people just have they just have supreme taste. It's just what it is. It's not because I'm trying to be elitist and say no. Some people just have better taste than a lot of people. They have a wider palette. They have a better understanding of it. They have a better analytical mind. They have a better way to. No, it's just what it is.
Yeah,
like
you're
it's
talking
not.
about me, yeah.
No,
It's,
it's
I'm,
true, it's
I'm
true,
talking.
it's
I'm
true.
talking about
Big
two of you guys. Like it's just what it is. Some people can't just see some of the things that you see. You understand? Like for example, when you were talking about the Pharaoh's review, you're like, oh, this guy is northern. Like no, you can't teach that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can't teach it. It's instinct.
Yeah, and I understand how.
So-
So as soon as I heard Zafi, I went,
Yeah.
that's a bar. And
Yeah,
Northerners are the best rappers in the
Yeah.
world.
And the beautiful
That's my
thing
opinion.
is that I learn things from his,
Yeah.
and he says that he gets something from mine.
Of course.
Even if
Yeah.
it's just entertainment or
Perspective.
whatever you get from mine, but it's just a nice thing.
And
Perspective.
the thing you said there is important. I remember one time this was off camera, and I was having a conversation with a guy. In my mind, I called them Afrobeats heads, like yourself. Yeah, I'm not talking about this Indomie noodle Afrobeats fans.
God damn.
All this 2020 Shisha Day fan. No, I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the real. I call them the 98s.
You
Yeah.
love
babies,
saying
you know
that,
what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, when I was like, Two-Face is the best rapper in Nigeria. And we started laughing. He goes, we laughed for like 2 minutes. And he went, oh boy, you're right, I said, I swear down, Two-Face is the best rapper in Nigeria. He goes, and you know what we started doing? I think on the pod, I haven't talked to you about some of the lyrics that Two-Face dropped, even though he's singing. Like, just like raindrop falling. If he was to put that in a like, as a lyric is rapping, people are like, whoa, that's a bar. And we came to a conclusion that actually he's top 5 rappers.
Is
That is mad.
And let's not forget the biggest, most influential genre on Afrobeat is hip hop.
Yeah, no, that's fact.
All of these guys, late 90s, early 2000s, most 70, 80, 90, or maybe 100% of the Nigerian hits that were Afrobeats at the time, we weren't calling them Afrobeats. We were just calling them pop music or whatever. That we were dancing to, most of them were hip-hop influenced. Like on the song that really made Two-Face known, that was like hip-hop. The first song that Two-Face dropped when he went solo was that was boom bap. So, and he rapped at the start. I'm calling out straight this time, like
Yeah, it's rap.
How do you remember so much? I always think sometimes when you're speaking, like, you're so in tune with everything. You're similar as well.
Yeah.
But like, obviously, when you've lived through eras, I
Yeah.
get that you know so much.
Yeah.
But like, to that point, like, where did that start? Because
I'm not sure that I really. I'm not trying. It's not me being humble, but I feel like it's just. I think when you're meant to do something, you're just meant to do it. You understand? Like,
fair.
all through my life, there are a lot of things that I've just been attracted to, that a lot of my friends would think those things were special. I just didn't realize that maybe they were. I didn't realize I could get paid through them. For example, I remember, like, as a 6 or 7 year old, I'll be watching movies with my friends, and the one thing that would stick out to me would be music, would be the score of the movie. Like, and my friends would be like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about?
Yeah,
but it was just like, my friends would be listening to music when we were in secondary school, and the one thing that I would be concerned about is who the fuck produced this or produced that, and it just sticks to my memory. Like, and then I grew up in around people that were just musically inclined, like people that were older than me in my family, outside in the hood, people that would just give me perspectives, and those things were sticking to me. And I used to read a lot. My dad bought newspapers. My parents empowered me. They didn't know they were at the time. They bought me Walkman, the CD Walkman. They bought me Palitos. Like, they really indulged me without really realizing that they did. And they were buying me all the albums. Tony Tatula, Idris Abdul Karim. My parents bought all the encomiums, all the ovations. Yeah.
I remember.
And then when it became Hip Hop World, my dad he used to buy them for me. Do you understand? So I used to read. I used to read. I was interested in sports and I was interested in music. So he used to proper indulge me. I remember the first album that I ever bought in my life. I think it was Morning Time by Tony Tatula, if I'm not mistaken. I came to Lagos to my cousin's birthday. And on our way back, at the party, I used to break dance when I was younger. So
I don't know why I cannot imagine this.
No, don't imagine. It's not. And on our way back, my mom at the park bought me, like, out of the money that I made, I think I made about 4,000 in like 2000 or something, in the year 2000. And I think the Walkman was about 700 naira, and the CD or the cassette tape was about 100 naira. So my mom bought me like 3 albums and the Walkman on the way back to Akure. And I listened to that album, listened to it. She bought me a cassette tape that was filled with like Plantation Boys, Remedies, Maintain, like everybody was in that city. So all these things were just coming into me. Then as I came into the industry, I also came into the hands of OGs. Like someone like Osage Alunge, for example. You understand? Like some of the things that I already had in me, they were giving me context. Do you understand? Like context, proper context, like the stories behind this, the this behind this, the this behind this. Then I'll go do the research by myself and to give me further. So it's not like I sat in one place one day and all of this came to me. Like it's a story of my life where I've been coming from. So I still don't think it's like something special. It's just experience, lived experience, and interest. Exactly.
Yeah, shout out to Osage though.
Yeah, shout out to Osage, man.
Music in Time, like the pod and everything.
Incredible,
Blue Stop, like listen, those guys are legends, man. Him, AOT2, Sam Steve Dede himself. Steve Dede. One thing I want to say though is the fact that you just made mention of something that's key about like Plantation Boy. That brings me back to the fact that I keep telling you that era had better music. Now this era's got better production. But people that don't know nothing about Afrobeats say, oh no, but this era, I'm like, okay, cool. But then, like, I can remember the lyrics. You know, when you eat to digest food, this time we don't eat to digest no music at all.
No,
so it just goes right straight through you. McDonald's off.
Okay, wait. About counter argument, is that you guys?
It's not nostalgia.
Have. Yeah, but emotional attachment and memories to those songs. Because me, as a person who loves Afrobeats, if you now show me an old song that I have no idea about, I'll be like, nah.
You're going to compare to this quality.
That is natural.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm saying for myself or for Motolani now, he's been there and he's now here. He genuinely can go home and say, you know what, actually, that music makes more sense. Tell me one song in this era that's created a moment for you. Be honest.
A moment.
Like a moment. I remember the first time I went to a party and they were playing Ike Dairo. First time ever. And this was in 2000, I was like young. And I'm seeing my parents, they were like, dancing, more Ike Dairo, bye man, I'm like, what's going on here? I'm just
but then I will say that when you went to
then,
Ashake, you had a moment.
The reason I couldn't, you know why I like Ashake? Because he took
Afrobeats. It's also old school.
Yes,
that old soul.
That's what I was trying to say.
An old soul.
His sound is such something that you can hear the Obey, you can hear the Sonia, you can hear the
hip-hop.
Everything you can hear. So that's why a lot of people vibe with him, especially people that really love Afrobeats. Like I keep saying, not your cereal bar Afrobeats or your breakfast Afrobeats.
But I can't really remember the name right now, but it's a medical condition. Like the older you get, the more attached. It's a medical condition.
The more attached you are.
The more attached you are to music that you heard before you were 18. I believe.
It's like growing up eating your mom's food. Now you come to my house and I cook you the same food. You're gonna say your mom makes it better.
Oh, absolutely.
But if I try your mom's food now, I'll be like, it's not even better.
And it's
Do you get what I mean?
But this generation is also like there's consumerism. There is like a lot of saturation. Like now the bar for making music is way too low.
I said this in this pod.
Like when we were growing old, when we were younger, for you to make music, you had to go to a studio. You had to take a bus. You had to take a bike to get out of your street. You had to take a bus to go to a studio. When you get to the studio, pray they have lights. If they don't have light, that means you have to wait till they have light. But now you're in your room. You have a laptop. All you need is a sound card and a freaking mic that you can buy on Amazon or Jumia. And you're in your room you might make some of the biggest song of the year in your freaking room. Like, that's one. No, that's the production of it. Now, then you might also be a producer. You can learn how to produce on YouTube. You can learn how to mix on YouTube. You can learn how to record yourself, how to master on YouTube. You can download all the apps in your house. Back then, like niggas used to, you couldn't even afford a computer. Like for you,
the
like,
hunger was different.
Do you understand? No, it wasn't even about the hunger. It was more about the facilities. The facilities were just not there. The older you get, the more life evolves, the lower the bar of entry will become. Like for example, it's like when phones, like cell phones, came out in Nigeria again, like after a while in 2002, 2003, a SIM card used to be like 26,000. A SIM card. Now SIM cards are free because like evolution. Like the company that's making it they like Glow came into the business. MTN they were still selling SIM cards at 26k. Glow was selling it for 1,000. So everybody was forced to bring it out because Glow knew that they were not manufacturing this thing for a lot of money. Do you understand? So like all the advancements will determine how life goes. So in the same way, because of that low bar of production, there's a saturation of music. How many songs get uploaded to via DistroKid in a year, in a month, in a day? That's a lot of music, right? So that's 2. And number 3, the point of consumption, as the bar to consume music has also been lowered significantly. When I was coming up, the album that I'll never forget that I listened to a lot was Rugged Diva by Rugged Man. Came out in 2006. That album, I bought it 4 times. And do you know how I used to go and buy it? At the time, my family used to live in Ijoka Road in Akure. I'll take a bike from my house. If I couldn't say taxi, take a bike from Ijoka Road to Oluwatui, and then I'll take a cab to Ojaba. And those things will cost like 15 naira, and then I'll buy the album and then come back home. Now, everything is Spotify. All the music released in history. Apple Music, YouTube Music. That's all you need. So because of that, it's not like the quality of this generation, they're not interested in music. It's just because their reality is different from you and I.
Of course, 100%.
Very, very different. Like now, they don't know how to stay attached to music. Some of them are still like that. And those are the people that we're talking about initially. Those ones are the ones that are really about the music. A lot of people are not about the music. A lot of people just want to live and enjoy and just go away. When they're listening to it, do you understand? They can't understand the things you guys are saying, or all of us in this room are going to listen to. They can't understand like the nuances and all of they don't give a shit. All they want to listen to is just enjoy. So it's not really anybody's fault, to be honest.
No, it's not anyone's fault. But that's what I was saying to fight my my statement earlier to say the last era is way better, because aside from the fact that I can recite it made me feel away, nostalgia and all that stuff. It's not that. It's the fact that when in the past, when you hear the music from 000, like from the start, you already know these people put time and effort. I don't know how to describe it. You just feel the effort. I'll tell you the first time I heard Style Plus Olufumi. We've never heard anything like that in Nigeria. By the way, we've had so many other groups. I'm talking about production, to the way they sing, to
the way they
wrote
wrote it, the songwriting.
It was crazy. So in my head, I'm like, no, this cannot be real. At some
point, the pop angles of
exactly.
The song,
so it's what they did.
I think I still disagree, if I'm honest.
No, I'm not saying you shouldn't disagree.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, if you think of the production now, like, cool. I completely agree with what Motolani is saying. Like, it's all very quick, and it doesn't take as much time and effort, I guess. But like, I don't know, the beats are crazy.
I read something
the other day.
Once again, like, but when like me. I can understand why someone can listen. If a 14 or 12-year-old boy can listen to Ifne Bow now and say, "No, not really."
Of course,
do you understand? I can understand it. But when we listen to that song in 2003, 2004, that was the fucking shit.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It was the fucking shit.
You've never heard it before.
You understand?
You've never heard it before.
You've never heard anything like that before. When you hear Olufumi, tan 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 tan, Olufumi, the bass,
the
you understand?
But that's exactly what it is, because like I've been to like maybe a party or something. They'll play an old song. All the Nigerians will be singing their heart out, and I'm like.
And that's what I'm saying, because
do you know what I mean? Because I don't have that moment. I don't share that same memory. Do you get what I mean?
Your entry point was when we've all moved on from that kind of sound. But I'm saying now, because it's when I'm hearing an older person say, "Oh, back in the days things were cheaper. Now things are da." You know what? When I was younger, I used to go, be quiet. But now it makes perfect sense. Because I'm thinking to myself, actually, I've been privileged enough to hear the past music and now the present. And to be fair, if I was to compare it, production, of course, is way better in terms of like the,
I agree,
you can hear the instruments and stuff.
100.
But lyrically,
I also think it's because of the bar of entry, because if you were to go to a studio, you are going to pay to get into the studio. You must have something. You must have been cooking that thing, because you can't waste that session.
My point.
Like Wizkid will tell a story where the reason why Wizkid is very good, is not Wizkid doesn't have to write music. It's because he would hang in the studio all day, and the only chance he will get to record, because maybe when you have maybe 5 or 10 minutes in between sets, and he'll just go. He will need to be able to deliver everything he has within that short space of time. So that was how he was able to go and do that. But a lot of people now want to be like Wizkid, because you don't have the training of Wizkid, but you want to do like Wizkid.
And the years of
exactly.
True,
so
true,
it's and just because everything is at everybody's beck and call right now, you don't need to be rehearsing everything you want to do for like 3 days before you even plan to go to a studio. So I think those things have influenced.
It's true, and it's just a lot of things actually. In talking about movies, soap operas, shows, a lot of things. Again, people might say, "Oh, it's nostalgia." No, it's just it had so much meaning. There was depth to everything. And the first time we saw the Grammys was Kenny's music. Then I will stay up and watch
Prime time.
And be like
Primetime TV.
Primetime TV. I'll be like, can't wait to see. And then we'll see maybe Idris Abdul Karim. We'll be like, wow, man.
You know, and they were not entering the main event though.
That's
they were outside.
I was just about to say.
They were outside. They used to go outside the Grammys.
But for me,
and they would try to sneak in some interviews with people. Bro, this is culture. This guys mad. Everything.
Yeah, and in my head, you know, them times I remember, I'll never forget. I'll sit down and be like, wow, they're at the Grammys.
Yeah.
So they made it look like that, but the reality was
it's like someone leaving here to go to one of the best spots ever in the world that people want to go to for holiday. Because they're there, they don't have to be inside. They just take a picture and be like, wow, I want to be like that
bro
guy,
like
lucky.
But those things also contributed to the story of this Afrobeats that we're enjoying, because like you can't take those things for granted. It's a lot. Like inside Ayo Shonaya's documentary, there are videos like that in there. Where these guys would just be outside like in the cold trying to like,
and when I watched this Afrobeats, I was reminiscing when I watched. I was like,
it's a lot.
Yeah, man. I need to watch that.
Yeah, you should. It's on
because
Netflix.
when I watched it, when it first came out, everything there, I was just like, I was like, literally, I'm there like, I was at this moment. I was at this moment. Oh my days!
Nice.
Every single thing I was part of it. I was like, this is crazy. But I was at home. I remember how I stole money. Sorry, how I borrowed. I borrowed money. I went to buy Two Shots album.
Oh wow!
At that time, Two Shots was
Which
my.
one?
Oh, what's the name? The one that had the cartoonish. What's the name in the front?
With the business title.
Yes. Is he?
Give me a second. Give me a second.
I remember I went to I took that money. I got a beating on my life. Right? I took that money. I bought the CD. Came back home.
Music business.
Yeah. Hey, no.
Music business. Then the first one was Commercial Avenue.
It's crazy how much your mind stores,
That's
man.
a classic.
Honestly,
Yeah, man. I know.
I think for someone like me who entered around like Duncan Mighty days, is like sometimes when you guys are speaking about things, it's like, how does someone who's a newer fan who wants to understand Afrobeats, how do they
Which
educate
Duncan Mighty era though?
Obianuju.
That's old, man. You've been listening to this shit for a long time.
Since I was like maybe 13, 14 years old.
That's a long time. Trust me.
She's just 20.
You're lying.
That's a long time.
Yeah. Over 10 years.
Obianuju, what? That's a
That was
long
a
time.
bang.
No, that's
That's still one of my favorite songs, you know.
Wait, Obianuju is 2010 and 2011, is it?
No, 2008, 9.
I think it was like 11 years ago, maybe 12 years.
No. I think
12
it's
years ago.
Obianuju
Obianuju
must be like 09 or 10.
When I think
Something
about,
like
because you know why that's coming to my head to say 2010. I remember when Afrobeats actually popped in the UK. That's what I'm trying to think to myself. Like,
Obianuju popped here?
But I think that was that was
it
before.
popped
That
to
was
Justin
before.
Peckham in the ends. Sorry.
I knew someone.
No. I know
Who
the
was
story
playing
you
the
told me.
song.
Now I'm saying
Yeah,
in
yeah,
general
yeah.
when it became prevalent that Afrobeats was something, because again, I love UK Afrobeats and I'm thinking, UK Afrobeats should pop, because at that time the most we will hear is Wizkid, but he has to do a song that sounds similar to something.
So what's going on here?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And until boom, he went. So with that, I remember one club we went to. This was in Peckham. It maybe Old Street. We went there, and the guys were outside dancing, and it was a lot of Duncan Mighty.
Obianuju, like I was
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised about that.
When Duncan was popping,
Duncan
what?
was
I
popping.
love Duncan's voice, you know.
Duncan was
What?
Listen, I wish he'd still do more. I swear.
I was with Loose Kid. Funny enough, that you mentioned this song. I was with Loose like last week, and this song came on where we were. this particular song, yeah.
Okay.
And Loose was like,
evergreen, man.
this is one of the greatest songs that Afrobeats has ever played.
It's one of my favorites.
Loose, like if I'm lying, Loose. I hope Loose can hear this. Let him tell me that I'm lying. Like literally, it was on Wednesday, last week Wednesday, just a week ago. And Loose was like, this is one of the greatest songs Afrobeat has ever played. Like this part, it's funny. It's very funny.
It's just something about it.
It was like, bro, Loose was like, bro, I'm an artist, but I can't make this song.
There's just something, He
said you can tell that this guy went into the studio and he was just enjoying himself.
I swear down. When I think about the things you do, something they tell me to marry. What? How do you just?
He pointed something out to me that I'd never noticed about the song. He said, "Bro, listen to the ad libs."
Yeah.
He said, "Listen to the ad libs."
Listen, from start to finish, it's just a banger. I don't know. There's certain songs like that. You know
what? When I knew that the song was a madness.
Yeah.
When I want Shokoto.
Now you.
I'm like, Now you. You know what? That's what I'm saying, because Afrobeats was so. Again, that's because we have this inferiority complex. I've said already.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I got my mindset from. I don't care where I am. I have to play Afrobeats. I'll tell you this story, right? So my cousin has come from Nigeria, of course, as a proper Lagos boy. He's come and he's looking at everyone. Went to this party and I was the DJ. And of course, you have to play all the songs everyone wants to hear and stuff like that. I just played Afrobeats. I remember that first time I played that green.
Which song?
Well, then it'd be pom. And guess what? The song just came out like literally a week or 2 weeks. My auntie looked at me like, Nigerian will beat me. She was like, what's this? I was like, let it play. Let it play. Then, you know, when she bought into the idea of it, when she saw me and my cousin just rap into it, she's like, you know what, they're having fun, so I'll just leave them to it. Yo, man, it's crazy.
They're so sick as well.
So sick. Man.
What do you think about UK Afrobeats?
In what way?
As in, like, do you listen to any?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, are you? Because Afro swing was like really popular at one point.
It's still popular, I think.
I feel like it's died down, but there's some artists now who are really trying to push it again, which I'm happy about because I really like that
Afro
whole style.
UK Afrobeats is the best, man.
I loved it. I never had a problem with it. I felt like it was great music because let's be honest, Afrobeats that we're talking about, Afrobeats, this journey and this success needed London, needed the UK. UK was like the conduit for the rest of the world and that's because of like a lot of people like you guys, like a lot of, someone like him, for example, who's like a first generation immigrant. You understand? And because they have a very strong relationship with their country of origin, they were able to, like, this song was able to cross over, like the things that people before they were able to accept it. People like Ayo Shonaya were the older generation. They were not enough to make a difference. And then Caribbean culture was so entrenched in this culture that you couldn't shake it, you couldn't move it. So with people like this, they had a whole generation of young people that were ready to just listen and spread the gospel, not by go and tell people, have you listened? No, by just listening to it. And because they were able to listen to it, a lot of young people were able to do that. And because of that, you can't stop the inevitability of the convergence of African culture and Caribbean culture, which is basically what Afro swing is. Do you understand?
I'll play your song.
Don't play it though, because of
no, don't worry.
Okay.
Can you hear it? What? He's playing, but can you hear it?
Not yet.
Oh, wait, let me see. Let me try. Give me a second. Let me put the thing up.
I think the Afro swing part was so, bro. There are some songs that I can't explain.
Give me your attention now. I said this your body, baby, don't you know, say it's international.
That's
Give me your attention now. The way you move your body, your mama swear, say you be professional.
Who's this?
You be professional.
This is Ray's music. Where is Ray's music?
Oh, Ray's. I think he dropped an album some months ago.
No, this is like Ray's music.
Wait, did you say Ray's?
Ray's music. So it's RAYSMUZIK. I tweeted this long time ago, and even ATG and Sona were like, "Yeah, that's a classic," you know, because.
Bro,
this
song
tune,
is incredible.
Oh yeah, but
we have some great artists here.
But guess what? These are some of the things that we're doing now that we're calling Afrobeats. That sound. You understand? You understand? Like Afrobeats is such a potpourri of a lot of things.
Trust me.
Like all the things, I think that's maybe why Afro swing is not popping as much, because a lot of the sound Afrobeats artists are doing them now, and now they have brought a lot more sauce to it that UK artists can bring. So I think that's the reason.
That's actually true. That's
Sorry
actually
to
true.
interrupt. Play another one, UK Afrobeat. This I'm
That's
playing
a great
classics.
song.
You definitely know this one.
Listen.
That's a great song.
Oh my god, that's a
Oh, I know this one.
Yo,
I know this one.
you know what? Every time I say it, I
know this one.
bro. You guys didn't push the song enough. It's like, yeah, I know. You guys did not push the song enough.
But it's also not their fault for a lot of these guys. It's not like now when there are distros or record labels that are ready to give you money that you can use to market.
We need to start learning. I think I said this to you earlier last week. Is that how to repurpose music? We said it with Aaron Glitch when he was here.
We can.
You see how you can repurpose content?
I mean, people are doing that already.
I know that, but they need to make
Are
it
they
such
though?
a massive thing.
A lot. What?
No, as in, I'm not saying like what Ira did with Stability. I'm not talking about that type of thing.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but like, who's doing that?
People are doing, like, for example, what's the title of this song? Finally, your body's
Necessary.
Yeah,
It popped like 4 years after it dropped.
Yeah,
True.
that's true.
But that's like a very rare. Like it doesn't like Love Nwantiti that happened after like 2 years.
After like 2 years.
Yeah, but like it's not.
We need someone like.
I feel like if Imagine Tekno went. We said this the other day. If Tekno went and brought his new bangers back to life.
No, don't say his new bang. Don't say his
old.
old.
Sorry.
Don't say he brings 2017.
Yeah, back.
16, 17.
Yo,
Massive.
Jogodo.
was on
That's a
a
mad.
All of those
I know
Yawa.
one thing that let him down though. His videos then.
But
Tekno had an issue
one
with
song that really, even at the time, Tekno had a lot of success crossover wise.
Yeah.
Like Pana
Yeah.
was
It was huge.
I did that on my TikTok.
like New York.
Huge.
It's one of the songs that
Like
popped.
I remember one
Afrobeats.
time that Ibro was talking about Pana like 4 years ago. It was like Pana was big in New York.
It was big here too. You could not escape it. You'll go to any club, it will be playing.
For like give me love,
Like, listen, the arrangement of that song is a madness.
baby.
Yeah, obviously, I know.
A song that will always upset me is the one with Whiskey. The one I played already.
Oh yeah.
Which one is that?
Still my ringtone till today, Mama. Mama, tell me say
Oh,
my
okay.
pikin no
Shout out to
one day.
Tekno.
What?
Techno is
Tekno is
crazy.
a real Lamba Lord, bro.
Like, have you been
I've said
feeling?
this
Are you
multiple
feeling the new
times.
I
album?
love it. I listened to it
Hey,
yesterday.
that album.
What's your
I think the
favorite
album
song?
is
Mine
what's
is
that
Pocket
song?
and Borrow.
Second to the last. I like the second to the last song. I like track 4. I don't know the titles.
Okay.
I listened to it yesterday morning in the rain when I was walking.
Oh, wow.
It's a really good
I
album.
love Borrow.
I'm very
and
happy
Pocket.
for him because he needs an album like this. Tekno's legacy needs a good album.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
known for his albums,
The
He only
first
has
album was
2.
not good.
but he's not known for albums. That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah, I
saying.
know.
And he only released the first album 2 years ago.
Exactly.
That was 5 years after his.
Quick question:
Yeah.
why didn't he put his song with Charlie Poppy on that album? That tune, that tune is hard.
There's a lot of things that work
But
out
yeah.
in the music industry.
True.
There's a chance that maybe they've submitted their album,
Yeah,
set for
true,
release before they recorded that one. I don't know the
That
true
tune
story.
is a
I'm just-
banger.
Tekno needs his flowers.
Yeah, it does. I always
Tekno
say
needs
that.
his flowers. There's some collaborations that I dream of, man. Let me tell you something. If I come into $1 billion today, you know what? I'll propose about 30, 40, 50 million for the type of collaborations that I want to hear. Collaborative albums that I want to hear. That's what I'll literally give people free money to go make music for me.
Yeah,
Do you
just want
understand?
to hear it.
If I feel like you earthlings are privileged enough, I'll allow them to understand? Sorry for that, just but that's really like there are some collaborations that I would love to listen to Tekno and Rema on the song.
Oh, that would be hard.
Oh my
Like,
god, that would be
Give
cool.
me a pop with a lot of snares and a lot of lamba. Let them just be talking rubbish.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear. I don't need it to make sense.
Yeah, that's the best
I don't
songs
want
don't
it
even
to
make
make sense.
sense.
No. With Tekno, if I catch Tekno doing
Bro,
lyrics, I'll fight
I
Tekno.
don't want it to make
I don't
sense.
want anything
Bro,
of Tekno.
give me
That's
lamba.
the-
Let me go crazy.
That's the beauty of his songs. It's just random.
And I would like, one thing I think the best combination that Tekno can ever have is always Mastercraft and Tekno.
Yeah.
When they come together, that is a madness on its own.
Excel has a techno line.
Shout out Excel,
A
though.
techno progression. Shout out
Shout out
Excel.
Excel,
It's
shout out
a
Excel.
techno progression that drives me mad every time. Techno was like,
I know what you're about to say.
you know,
I've heard it too many times. I've heard it too many times.
He says, it was singing about love. It's like, you are the only one for me. It's like, po, 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 po. Literally the next line was, London girls come whining for me.
That's so Tekno. Tekno is
But I love
joker.
it. No, I love his
nobody
personality
cares. It's
so
incredible.
much.
Tekno.
Even anytime he makes a video, I know I'm gonna laugh.
Alaji.
You get what I mean?
He's just he's on
Alaji.
serious human.
I just
Alaji.
love him. I love him.
Alaji Tekno.
Bro.
God damn. The song that made me respect Tekno forever is Skeleton.
Oh,
How do you know what I was about to say? I saw a very Afrobeat
That's such a
person
banger,
he
man.
did
Skeleton.
I said, sorry, what are you doing? I said, what do you know what you're dancing to? He goes, the tune is hard, man. I said, what? That tune is
That song
hard.
didn't get a lot of promo.
Oh,
It did
man.
popped.
That tune.
Man.
Popped. It's a
Yeah.
really good song. Really good song.
But everyone was doing the dance. Yeah, it's true. It's true, it's true, it's true.
And you know one thing I like about him, right? He's not your arrogant guy that'll come online. He's arrogant in a good way. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's not.
He's arrogant.
He's not like that. Just randomly wants to do it. Like he says the dumbest things sometimes.
One of the best things about him for me is that he's just in his own lane.
Always.
He just does his thing.
Always.
You don't even really see him with people. You
And
don't
I-
really.
I-
It's just like he's just there
I
doing
think
the thing.
the one thing that got me with Tekno is because I saw his progression from the start.
Yeah, from the start. From the
That's
start.
why I really connect with him.
tum,
When he did that holiday with
Tum, tum,
Say every
tum.
day, be
That's
that light,
not even the
holiday.
song. That's not even the
No,
song.
I'm saying that video.
Yeah,
That was
that
the
video
first
was
video I showed.
incredible.
I
That he shot on the
introduced-
basketball court.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
introduced to like non-Afrobeat fans. I remember that day. I was in the house, we're chilling, and they're like, "Oh, play us some Afrobeats." It was like in 2014 or 15,
2013,
13, 14.
Yeah.
So I was like, and I played Sauce Kid, Sinzu. Then Sinzu with which I think that's
Carolina.
Carolina is one of the best Afrobeats in
Yeah.
terms of production and how
It's a
it's
good song.
arranged.
It's a really good
Very
song.
good tune. So I think I played that, and they're like, "Oh, play another one," and I played Holiday. And in my head, I was like, I don't think they would like this song. That's what I had in my head.
Has
Because
a lot of foreign elements on the song. Yeah.
And I saw this guy going, "Nah, I need to download this song." I said, "Huh? You
It's a
like
really
this?"
good song.
Because I liked it. I don't expect anyone else to like it. That's a good
It's
tune.
funny how
It's a good tune.
Holiday is what everybody talks about when they talk about Tekno, but the song that I really want people to talk about is Dance.
Or dance.
If
If
I
I dance,
dance,
she go dance. I like it, man. He's
He
got
went-
sick
he-
ad libs as
He
well.
got,
you know?
he went, got somewhere and said, he said, rekete, 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 rekete,
Yeah, there you get it.
Adugbagba, dugbagba, du- adugbagba, dugbagba, dugbagba, dun, dun,
That
dun.
is so
Oh
true.
my God.
You know what's mad?
Tekno is
I
crazy.
posted that on my TikTok as well as one of the songs I liked in 2014.
Yeah.
And someone was like, "Yo, you remember Dance?" I said,
Bro.
Listen,
that
how can you
is
not
a
remember?
Crazy song.
Crazy
"It's another song you did with Flavor and Mastercraft. What's the name of this song?"
Which song is that?
I need to remember this song. I will never forget that I was in
Can't
Clapham
remember that song.
and the song just dropped, and I saw Tekno as I pressed play, and I played that tune the whole night.
Can't remember that song. There's a song that Tekno did like 3 or 4 years ago when it wasn't really recording. Came out with Celebabo titled "Die Dear." Play "Die Dear" on your phone. Please use your head. Please use,
Play it,
use
play
your
it.
headphones.
Celebobo
Use Die Dear.
was another
Die.
guy.
Don't say "Die There."
Yeah.
Die DIA.
Oh.
Die Dear.
Yeah. No,
That is a ridiculous song. Tekno. Oh my God.
I know, I love
Oh
Tekno.
my God. And you know,
I know this song.
can you?
I think I might know this.
This song is
I know this song.
crazy song. How will you hear this and not go crazy? It's not possible. Now.
I still feel you guys
It's
are
not
sleeping
possible.
on one song. There's one
Which
song
song?
everyone is sleeping on. Shout out to my boy Chris Beats, one of
song is
the
that?
coldest.
The one with Davido Erima.
This beat,
Which one is this?
Which one is that?
Rima's beat.
This
beat?
You are a G, bro. You are a fucking G.
Everyone's
You are a G.
Are you
Erima.
mad? Everyone's beat.
Bro, the beat on. You know when the beat when Tekno was about to come in and the beat goes.
Yeah. Have you heard this?
And Tekno goes, baby girl.
Everyone's beat.
Hey, God.
Erima.
Oh, Erima. Man,
Yo.
No, Afrobeats is incredible.
Hey.
I love
Do you listen to any other countries?
Me?
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of music.
Yeah.
The only music that I don't really listen to is
No, like I'm talking like Afrobeats, like
From other
obviously
countries?
Nigeria, Ghana. Who else are you like? What have you got your eye on right now?
I've been listening to a lot of francophone music these days.
Okay.
Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon. I listen to a lot of North American music as well. The people that I'm really on these days, Suspect 1995 from Ivory Coast, DDB who's from Ivory Coast as well. DDB is incredible.
Incredible, man.
I've been listening to a guy called, what's that boy's name again, from Senegal? This rapper, I can't remember his name now, from Senegal. It's really good. Sang this song called Caliphate, basically.
Caliphate. Oh,
yeah, really good. Then I've been listening to some Gambian. So there's this sound coming out of like Gambia, Senegal. It is incredible. I don't know what they call it. It scatters my head anytime I listen
Really?
to it. Yeah, it scatters my brain anytime I listen to it. So there's this guy called Bayemas that I discovered that makes that type of sound. Give me a second, let me try and find out.
That's sick.
Bayemas. Could you play Abadan by Bayemas? Abadan by Bayemas.
A-B
Yeah.
A-D
E. Abadane.
Okay.
Abadan by Bayemas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this song. Like the sound is incredible. The sound is incredible. It fucks with my head. It's from Gambia.
Yeah. You know
This
what that
sound,
reminds me of?
Like there's a guy called like East 894 that made a song titled Aleph. So I'm on the Afrima voting committee. I'm part of Afrima, right? So anytime this the reason one thing why I will forever answer Afrima's call is even if there's nothing involved, just because of the sheer amount of beautiful African music.
Yes.
Like we literally sit down for like 18 hours in a day and we just listen to music for like 7 to 10 days. Do you understand how much music you have to like I'm consuming music from across the continent. I'm like, whoa, we are blessed on this continent.
Yeah.
And that's how I find some of these artists. Like before I used to do something for the headies, and every time I like do research, just like all through the year. The good thing is also a lot of people just send me music from across the continent. Like they used, because especially after I started doing doing facts, and I started doing African reviews back in the day, people just send me music.
Yeah.
I'll listen to music and I'll be like, whoa. So because I love music, I can't stop listening to music. For example, I was talking to shout out to John Leo. He's a DJ from Cameroon, and is it Cameroon or Cote d'Ivoire? One of them. I can't remember. Sorry, John Leo. I'm sorry, bro. John Leo, and like it was suggesting people. So I'm like, oh, I've heard that. I've heard that. I've heard this. I've heard, and it was like, bro, you need to come over. Like now you're like fucking Ivorian or Cameroon. I really like, because that is my life. That's my whole life. Because there's nothing I would do. Music saved my life. Literally gave me like a purpose. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
That's how I feel too.
Same here. I think football, music. Well, music, football.
Yeah.
One of them.
I mean, I thought I was going to be a coach at some point. Yeah.
It's not too late.
I can't.
I can imagine him screaming at the players.
Football coach, yeah. Football coach.
Yeah. I thought I was going to.
I think I can see you shouting at them like,
hey,
pass the ball now.
Shout out to my friend Shegun Akonde. I also told him like 4 years ago that I think I would still like to get my coaching license, but now.
Yeah, you should, man.
No,
you should.
Just for you.
Yeah, man. Listen, in a few years, you guys will see me on TV. That's facts. I'm not even, this is not, the difference between bragging is something I already know. Yeah. I'll be doing music and at the same time I'll be coaching. I'll be like, I can hear Rema. Rema is sounding. But one thing I wanted to ask as well is, obviously, I don't believe in, what's it called, being insensitive or chasing clout. I've never done. I never will.
Yeah.
But with the state of the industry, I'm happy a lot of things have opened up, and I've seen some of the things I've been saying. They say I'm hating. I say okay, I'm hating. All right. Yeah. It's just that we now see where Afrobeat is nationally and internationally. Yeah. Internationally, people think it's this magical sound, which is it's still a magical sound.
It is a magical sound.
But back in Nigeria, where it all started, I would say it's a bit shaky now. But do you genuinely believe in the industry? Do you feel like the industry, we all know it's not structured, but do you think like in the next few years it's gonna have proper structure?
I have faith.
Okay.
I have a lot of faith simply because the streams of talent from African music will never end.
Yeah, that's facts.
Ever. And when I say talent, I don't mean just regular talent. I mean spectacular talent after spectacular talent. Like the amount of spectacular talent that's not even gotten a look in, there are way more than the people that have gotten a look in. That's one. Number two, when we say Afrobeats, a lot of people, like you understand Afrobeats, but a lot of people that are non-Africans, they don't know what African pop music. They don't know where this one is from. They don't know Kope de Kale. They don't know Juju. Like they just know it's African music, so it's Afrobeats. It's just I think it's this umbrella term for African pop music, right? Nigeria it feels like Nigerian Afrobeats is the one that's still popping now.
Yes.
Like it's going to grow across. Look at what Amapiano is doing. Like Amapiano is different. But I will forgive someone for saying Amapiano is Afrobeats because the African elements of pop music are there. Like, do you understand? Like it's just like Latin pop or what is it called? Reggaeton. I've said this several times that I listen to anybody can go and listen to that reggaeton episode on podcast, the New York Times podcast, where they were breaking down. There are differences. People that are from from South America, Latin America, they can understand which is which. I can't because I'm not from there.
Yes.
You understand? When I listen to it's just reggaeton, moving on.
Yeah.
But they know they know what it's called. Like, do you understand?
Yeah.
So there's going to be, I think, the first wave of contemporary African pop music that popped was from Francophone Africa. The first song,
sorry to interrupt you there.
Yeah.
Obviously, you already know the video.
Yeah.
On my, what's it called? TikTok that got 1.5 million views.
Yeah.
That's like the compilation I made was based on the things that I said 59% of Africans know the song.
Yeah.
Like
this song,
all of the songs were there.
Magic System, incredible song. I think, if I'm not mistaken, just because of the amount, I think it's the biggest contemporary African pop song. Yeah. It is maybe not by numbers, but in terms of sheer impact. Like every African knows that song. Like I think that song is so huge. So one, Francophone music, like Awilo Longoba was so big. He was charting in Netherlands, Germany, France. Do you understand? Like this was 99, 2001. Like this is way back.
Way back.
So I feel like they are going to have their time again because they are loading.
It's a cycle.
They are loading.
It's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's gonna happen.
Ghana is also there. They've influenced a lot of things.
But I feel like Nigeria is like Brazil in football.
Fair enough, because
there's
our playmakers
you
they can go away.
You know what I mean?
We need to use this moment though.
We have to.
We need to. I have a lot of. The reason why I was saying I had a lot of faith was I've been in a lot of rooms recently where I've seen people trying to build things for the continent, like build proper structures, have conversations. I was in a room recently where with World Intellectual Property Day. Shout out to Chino Keke. Shout out to Godwin Tom. Shout out to Foza.
Hey, Godwin Tom, I hope you saw the tweet. Someone tweeted about me. Don't try and ignore it. Don't try and pretend like you didn't see it. I'm one of the sickest A&R. My ear is amazing.
Let's go, bro. Talk your shit. So they have been trying to have. Shout out to Obianuju as well. These guys legit try to maybe have conversations, talk to the government about laws, how to create bodies, how to create proper collecting society, how to create laws that can actually influence us, like get our neighboring rights. All of these things, they are very important to how we move. So I think we're going to hack it. Because the tech ecosystem, they're getting a law passed very soon. You understand? The tech ecosystem.
These guys are powerful, man.
They're getting something
These guys are powerful.
And the current commissioner for information and technology in Lagos State came to the event. He wasn't a commissioner then. And he said the problem with the entertainment industry is we think we are too idealistic. Do you understand? We want everything to work in a particular way before we can go and get something done.
Okay.
But it was like, look, you guys need to be able to pass laws that are administration agnostic. Do you understand? So I think that's what people like Chin went to Abuja recently with him and Foza. They went to have a conversation with, I think it's a senator that was trying to move a bill, something like that. These guys are really like the conversations are happening now. I'm really happy because if it happens, these Afrobeats that we're talking about, it's America that's really propelling some of the successes that we have now. It's a country that moves on. It's going to come and it's going to move. It's going to come and it's going to move. The thing that can help us become more Latin pop, less dancehall is if the industry that we have is self-sustaining. so that even if America moves on from this thing called Afro, not move on, but if something else become the new thing that they love, you understand, the new thing that they want to pump attention into, Afrobeats is not suffering. So even if Latin pop is producing on the number ones, Afrobeats can still produce top 10 hits. You know, that's where we need to get to. You understand? That's where we need to get to, where it can then come back again in another 5 years or 10 years and be stopping the charts again. So that's where we need to get to, and I believe that we can get there. I really believe it. Shout out to the companies that are coming in that are not looking like Virgin, for example. They're not looking to just pillage everything and go away. Like it's important that you are sitting in there, you are helping. How can we help? That's the question that a lot of companies are asking.
What you've said is so important. That's why I felt a type of way, and I had to think about how I would approach it and say something about the whole Burna Boy statement when he said that. Of course, we know sometimes we say things that actually intentionally we're not saying it in that way, but the verbiage is so important. It's how you say it. It's how you say. It's not what you say actually in moments. And I feel like that made a lot of people really they wound a lot of people up, because it's hard. You're working hard for something.
I think his own is a little different. Sorry to cut you short. I think so. In law, I studied law. I'm a lawyer. Like, she's also a lawyer. There's something called mens rea. There's the act and then there's the intention. I think the problem that a lot of people had with it was what they perceived to be his intention. Do you understand? And that's where a lot of people disagree. Like, when it came out, I was very livid. I'm not angry anymore. If it was,
of course,
if this was 3 or 4 weeks ago, I would be fucking
I watched all
livid.
of it.
That shit pissed me off so much. It pissed me off so badly. But now I'm a little calmer. I can see the perspectives that everybody's trying to bring to the table. But the problem is still, like, the intention is what a lot of people disagree with. It's not even what he's saying.
Because that part is up for assumption. That's
exactly.
what it is.
But the intention which is, you are trying to promote an album. You're trying to say you are the only one that's exceptional that everybody should be listening to. You're trying to prepare yourself as a pioneer when you're a pioneer of nothing. Do you understand? These are the things that a lot of people disagree with, because these things that you're trying to, it's not worth what you should be doing. You need to understand that you are the figurehead of this movement now. You can't be saying that. It's just, it's not possible for you to be saying that. You can't say that, because number one,
I think most people agree that it shouldn't have been said. I think it was just,
it's not even true.
It's not true.
Problem.
That's what it is.
It's not even true.
It's not true.
What you are trying to say, we get it, because you're saying it's a good time. But it's the popular idea of what a lot of people think. It's just like people that say hip hop is dead. Hip hop is not dead. Just get with the program of what hip hop is.
It's true.
You understand? So I think that's what that's where a lot of people disagree.
And you know what? To be fair, and that obviously leads me to the other thing as well. There was one time, I hate the fact that Twitter is this massive market that everyone has got different stalls. Someone is selling pepper, someone is selling tomato, then someone is selling onions. Then the guy that's selling pepper will be telling the guy that has onions that your onions doesn't look good. Okay, just mind your own business first. Like, that's what Twitter is. Just mind your business first and go there, then decide what you want to do. So the whole conversation of Nato C, the rapper, and in my head I was laughing because I am such a rap head. Like, anyone that knows will know how much I love drill. Even when people are like, what's drill? Because I have brethren that do drill. And I remember when drill first started in 2015, 2014. All these people that I've seen growing, I saw them when they were like 14, 13, and they're doing the music and stuff like that. So in my head, I've always liked it, because I say to people and they think I'm joking, drill is Afrobeats sped up.
Fair enough.
Drill. Like,
really?
Just go back, tone down the BPM. I promise
the snares.
you everything.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so for me, that's why I really love drill. So my point is, I'm not gonna lie, everyone's got a different perspective, and people keep forgetting that music is not just purely subjectivity. Actually, it's not. You have to know your stuff to say this. You know, if we're talking about discography, skill, we're talking about live performance. People forget that 5 key elements for you to judge an artist. Do you know what I mean? There's some people that can do your stuff. If you see them live, you're like, what's this? Can't perform. He generally just freezes up and stuff like that. You got some artists that they would own the stage. That's why I see someone like Burna. He's a good performer, no lie.
It's an incredible performer.
100%. So you know what I mean? So for him now to say something like that, I can understand where someone that just started listening to Afrobeats yesterday, like, oh, okay. So nothing then, innit? So I'm not even going to pay attention to it. So basically, you've just stopped, somehow hindered that person that maybe had a lot of money to go and invest in more Afrobeat artists. But
his voice is so loud.
He doesn't know how powerful his voice is. That's the thing.
Know.
And because you're right.
Because you're making a lot of money doesn't mean like just shut the door behind you, bro.
Yeah, sure. Leave it open still.
What are you doing? Like, I mean, all of us have to get to that point, and maybe that's why I can't calm down, because I've also said a lot of things that I didn't say, that I didn't know that I shouldn't have said, and I think that's why over the past few weeks it stopped. I mean, I don't think I've said anything that has been like that on a platform like that, but there are a lot of things that I've said where people that are older than me have had to call me and say, Motolani, your voice is loud now. You're not Motolani of this was last year, but you're not Motolani of 3-4 years ago. You need to be able to understand how to word things now. And so, I mean, now I still want to say what I want to say, but I don't think I use the same language as I used to use 3 or 4 years ago anymore. So I think that's what he needs to understand. Maybe that's a journey that he needs to go to by himself and get to.
I think it'll be hard. This is my opinion about a few artists in the world. You have too many yes men around you.
Absolutely.
So it's impossible. You are like a very powerful. You're like Thanos. You're like just there. You can just everyone switches up. So it's hard, and that's the reason why for me, I always say to people, as much as people want to have relationships in the industry, it's actually something you shouldn't wish to have, because at some point you can't say the truth.
Yes and no, because absolutely. Relationships can also be a blessing as well.
No.
Relationships are a blessing.
Yeah, a blessing. I'm saying, for instance, let's say me and Motolani, we had dinner yesterday. He bought the whole thing for me, and I'm like, yo, that guy's my good bro, man. Cool. Then tomorrow he does something stupid online. Guess what? I can't speak, but I'm speaking about everyone else. Now I'm stuck in the middle. I'm like, oh, what do I say about this?
This is where mentorship comes in Afrobeats, and I don't think a lot of people understand that. A lot of people need mentorship. A lot of people need mentorship. A lot of people need training. The problem we have in Afrobeats now is a lot of people just bump into this thing where they have a voice. But the problem is, like, for example, I grew up with a lot of people that taught me that if you believe in something, say it. But sometimes you need to understand that you can't say it the way you want to say it.
Of course.
That's number 2. And sometimes you also need to keep quiet. Even though you want to say it, you don't have to say it. So it's more of that. For like, a lot of people will want to talk about Osags. I want to tie him to the Whiskey episode, but the man is way more than that.
Osag has moved on.
The man is way more than that. Like, that's possibly, in terms of digital media, is the most influential Nigerian journalist, like, of the digital media era. It might not be the greatest. I think the greatest is Ayana Adekule, who is the man that trained them. But I think Osags is the greatest of the digital era.
I agree. 100%.
Nobody can touch Osags. Like, nobody. It's
very knowledgeable as well.
Fucking is the greatest. It's an encyclopedia of music, not just African music, music generally. So, like, Osags tried to just sit you down and make you understand that how to move. So I feel like that's where mentorship comes in. You need to have relationship as a journalist or as a media person that's working.
Oh no, I agree with that.
You need to have relationships. But the relationship that you need to have is the relationship where you don't sully your hands on yourself. Where it's built.
What do you mean by that?
It's built on respect. Where if you have an opinion, about something, the person must trust you enough that you are going to say the truth about them. They are not going to lie, and they might be angry with how you say it, but they are still going to respect that this is what this guy means. They know that they know that they can't buy you off saying the truth. They know that they can't make you not say the truth. They know that you are going to say the truth regardless. So I feel like that's where a lot of people need to get to. Build the relationships on respect, not the fact that they are giving you favors. Build it on respect.
Some people want the relationship to
you understand. Build it on respect, not fear.
Respect.
You are going to be feared regardless, but build it on respect, where the person respects that what you are saying is not because you hate them, but this is truly what you feel, and it's built on the fact that they know that you know your shit.
Exactly.
You understand? The moment you get there, you can say anything. You can say, if this is your truth, say it.
Some people can still, like, take respect for granted though. I feel like you just need to try have good-hearted people around you.
Then walk away from them. They are not the people. Like, truth telling will never. There's nothing ever replace truth telling. A lot of people that I was reviewing when I was still working in journalism proper, when I was working in Media Pulse or wherever else, a lot of people that I was reviewing their music, I had personal relationships with them. They had sent me this music personally. Do you understand? These are people that I can reach on WhatsApp. And they sent it to me because a lot of them will say, Motolani, I don't want you to, I know. No, that's not the reason though. The reason is because you know that I'm going to tell you my opinion.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm going to give you my opinion. And when I was in the media, now it's obviously different because I work in the music industry now. Now it's more about, you can call me, I'll give you my opinion on the phone. Like, blah, I know they feel this shit. I know they feel them. I might not come out to say, because my job is not different. I might not come out on social media and say, but I'll give you my opinion in person about this thing no tap. You understand? So I feel like a lot of
Yes, sir.
Please.
You actually had to do it publicly for people to understand that you have an opinion. So now, because obviously before they wouldn't have. Yeah. If you could have worked in the music industry, to be fair,
I agree with
but
you.
like people kind of like want your opinion, knowing that they might hear something they don't want to hear.
I mean, some people also act funny. Like when as a journalist, some people will call you to listen to their music. Well, you have already submitted it.
Yeah.
So what the fuck are you listening? Why are you asking for my opinion?
That's true.
You want to buy my opinion, and you want to.
It's like they're testing how it's gonna be.
You understand? You want to tell me? You want me to tell you that it's good? Okay. Yeah, you wait for the review.
You know what? That's true. I think obviously in not necessarily conclusion, because nothing ever concludes, but obviously in conclusion for this episode anyway, I feel like it's important to have conversations like this that has nothing to do with, how do I put it? That has nothing to do with tainting people or making someone look funny or people giving you looks of, oh, what the heck are you saying? I love what you just said there, as in everything should be built on respect.
It should be 100%.
You can easily say, that song is rubbish, and you go like, fair enough. Because for me personally, when I vibe to music and stuff like that, I'm vibing to it based on, I have few things I'm comparing it to. I'm not just vibing to it because I like it. Do you know what I mean? There's some Wizkid's tune I've heard. I've said to you that I feel like this could have been better or da. But that's just my opinion. That don't mean he doesn't have other songs that are good. But we live in a world now, especially that market called Twitter or X. That's a massive market. You can just go and say, I don't even like the last 20 seconds. What do you mean you don't like the song? Whoa. I said the last 20 seconds.
You can't listen to those people though. They don't matter.
That's why when I saw the conversation about rappers, as much as I know so much about rap, I didn't even do anything. So I just went away and I just was compiling like categories and stuff like that later on I'm going to post about the artist and what I liked and what he did for me, how I felt. Like for instance, I can still tell people one of my favorite songs, and it's not like the most popular songs ever. It's so funny. It's not something that you listen to and go, oh yeah, this is a classic. It's
it's the way that you guys are in sync for me.
Do you know what's funny? It's just like when you listen to that show, like it's ordinary, but it makes sense.
And shout out, Santi did a sampled the song on a song called Freaky.
Oh yes, yes,
it's a good song.
Yes.
God damn.
Yeah, man.
Motolani.
It's amazing, man. Motolani, appreciate
it's
you.
Been a pleasure.
No, thank you.
It's also very, very weird for me because literally the way the universe works. Obviously, I knew you. I told you from Facts Only and all of that stuff.
I really appreciated that message. Thank you.
And like I've been following you for ages, but I thought, you know what? A couple of weeks ago, I thought, let me just tell him that I actually like his stuff in it.
Yeah.
I think I followed you first. I think I did.
Really?
Yeah, I think I did. I think I followed you first, yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think I can't remember when.
So when are we going to break this party?
Anyway, and then all of a sudden 2 weeks
through the window, what's going on here?
All of a sudden, like 2 weeks, 1 week later, and the thing is, I didn't even reach out to you. You did. So then when you were like, Motolani's coming, I was like,
I've always said this. What did I say to you before? I said, I've always wanted to have a podcast that I talk to people that I genuinely like. So it's not like Motolani, I started watching him I don't know 2 years ago. Like I said, I'm not your 2020 Afrobeat fan. I'm not 2020. It's been the longest time. So I've been Facts Only from Osage time. I remember I'm one of the few people, hopefully Osage doesn't see this, I'm one of the few people that have that famous episode where Osage was going off.
Lusto? Oh my God. Don't ever release that.
I'll never release that.
Ever release
thank God
that. I'm
not a cloud guy. Thank God I'm not. You know what I mean? Because I remember that day where I was in bed, and as soon as the episode dropped, I just downloaded it.
People were waiting
2 minutes later, it's deleted. So my cousin was like, you told me about an episode, but it's not there. I was like, what do you mean it's not there? I'm listening to it right now. It goes, you know what I mean? So everyone in that Afrobeat space. I don't live in Nigeria, of course, but I know so much.
Yeah, you do.
Than a lot of
He
people that
does.
live there.
He
And
does.
again, I just hope one day UK Afrobeats gets the shine. You know what I mean? Right
Yeah,
here,
Afrobeats
man.
is shining, man.
No, it needs to like proper.
Nice.
If I play you some bangers, you'll be like, what?
I think
This is
UK
in
Afrobeats is shining.
Anyway, guys,
Yeah,
we have to
Afrobeats
wrap
is
up
now,
now. What's
Fair
the time?
enough.
Yeah.
Do we have to?
What's the time?
I enjoyed this, man.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
man. I
much
appreciate
for coming.
you guys
Thanks for
having
listening,
me.
man.
I think
But
this
thank
was
you for
great.
even coming.
Thank you so much.
I mean, I had to come. I have respect for you. I have
Appreciate
respect
it,
for
man.
you as
Big
well.
time. I
Big
appreciate it,
respect.
man.
I'm not saying this because
I know.
there's
I
cameras
Yeah.
on. Oh, no.
Genuinely, I do.
I'm saying it because I genuinely fuck with you guys.
thank
I
you.
genuinely fuck with what you do. I fuck with everything you're putting out, and I think your
you're
place in the ecosystem is very, very important.
Appreciate
That's
it,
the
man.
most
Thank
important
you.
thing for me. Thank you guys for having me.
And
Motolani.
so your bill will be £200.
We'll send the invoice. We'll send the invoice.
Hey guys, make sure you
problem,
follow
bro.
everything
Follow
else.
Vivz and Banks Podcast.
Peace,
Cheers.
yo.
You guys have a great podcast. That's I love it.
Thank you.